Gold Invest. Explore opportunity.
This is, for us at least, the second day of the biggest mining show in the world, PDAC 2025 in Toronto, and we're here with Prismo Metals and the CEO, Alain Lambert.
Good to see you, Bjorn.
Pronounce that French enough?
Alain Lambert, yes, perfect.
Okay, I used to study that at university, so it pays off. But we're wanting to know what's happening, what has been happening, and what will happen with Prismo, especially with the hot Breccia project. Let's talk about that. Where you're at and what are you aiming to do this year?
Yes, let's talk about hot Breccia. So last week we provided a comprehensive update to all of our shareholders, and really the essence of it was we reasserted the #1 priority for Prismo in 2025, which is to raise the necessary funding to start the first phase of drilling at hot Breccia, which is a very large copper prospect in Arizona. So we have a 5,000-meter drill program that we want to undertake, and that remains the main priority for our company this year.
Okay. So everyone has been talking about, with the new administration in the US and your project being in the US, perhaps the regulations being not as strict or, voluminous, let's say, as they've been before. Do you already notice anything about that?
Well, it's a very good question. The current administration is pro-mining, pro-oil and gas, and they want to relax a lot of the rules related to regulation and permitting. Now, our project is already fully permitted, but the Trump administration last week announced an executive order where they're going to review the costs and possibly have tariffs on imports of copper, and which is very good for us in the sense that it really makes exploration for copper in the U.S. even better as a jurisdiction.
Yes.
And also during the first Trump administration, Rio Tinto and BHP with their Resolution project, which is just 40 kilometers up the road from the hot Breccia, they had a deal in place for a land swap. And when the Biden administration came in, that got canceled. So we think that it's going to be reversed once again, which will see billions of dollars for the development of Resolution.
Flow into that area where you...
Correct, exactly. So we're pretty excited about that prospect as well.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Thank you. And I mean, of course, there's a lot of speculation on where the copper price is going with all the new applications, so to speak, data centers for AI and what have you. In your personal opinion, what do you think, just from looking at the market? I mean, you're going after copper. You must have had a reason even before the Trump administration came into power. So what was your rationale? Where do you think the copper prices are going?
Right. So we think you're right. So, prior to any administration, we felt that exploring for copper in the U.S. was a good move for our company. And that's why we did that in 2023. I talk a lot with our technical people, especially our president, Steve Robertson, who's made a life as an exploration geologist to focus on copper. Okay. And he talks to me about the fundamentals of copper and where the trends are, and even where the level of inventories are now. And he's been in this business 35 years, and he has said to me that it's the most bullish he's ever been on the prospect, long-term fundamental prospect for copper prices.
Okay, well, we certainly hope that that comes to pass. If not in the short term, then in the middle to long term, certainly is our conviction too. Another metal that's been on a quite a good run is silver. I think in the last 12 months, moving from 24 to 34 and now $31 an ounce, around there. So that brings us to your next project, where you already did some drilling next to your neighbor, or from your neighbor's land, Vizsla mining to silver. Vizsla mining with the silver. We can see them from here.
That's right.
With the silver,
we're neighbors in Mexico, and we're neighbors at
PDAC.
PDAC.
Very good. And so you drill from their land into what you hope is the mineralization that you're looking for. Tell us a bit, how did that go? Did you finish that drilling? Are you waiting for results? What's the status there?
Right. So your viewers will remember that we have this property called Palos Verdes in Mexico, which was the initial property that we had when we took the company public 5 years ago. And then suddenly we became surrounded by Vizsla Silver, and we now know that Vizsla Silver is probably one of the most successful companies the last 3 years in the silver space in Mexico. Tremendous resource, great team. You know, they raise enormous amounts of cash, very cash rich, great technical team. In 2023, they became our largest shareholder and invested in our company. We've drilled in the past, Palos Verdes, with tremendous results. I think our best intercept was 0.5 meter at 11.5 kilos equivalent of silver. Before Christmas, we undertook another drilling program. We did 2 holes.
Okay.
In our update to the shareholders last week, we gave them an overview of what we saw. The assays are pending. We should get the assays in the next few weeks.
Okay.
And then we're going to look at that. And the goal is to continue to drill the Palos Verdes property. We do want to have a bigger budget and raise more money for that. And so in conjunction with our efforts to raise the money for Hot Breccia, we're also going to be allocating some funds to further drill
But the focus is, and then it's going to be the Hot Breccia.
This is the ultimate priority for us. Our president, Steve, says it's swinging for the fences. The size of the prize is enormous. You got to go drill and try to find it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for the update, and we'll be sure to talk again at the latest when we get any results and when you get the funds and go out drilling the Hot Breccia. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good talking to you.